I actually challenged Joe Rogan to a fight. 3 a.m. in the morning, I'm trying to pick a fight with Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
Password is you, Joe Rogan.
Are you stupid or something?
Bruh, a month after that Netflix doc dropped, the Liver King went full psycho, rambling about enema buckets, challenging Joe Rogan at 3 a.m., even packing heat in a mystery box. We gonna break down how he jumped from ancestral icon to terror charges.
So just last month I was telling you guys how I had watched the new Netflix documentary that centered around the Liver King and his family. In that video I discussed how not much had changed for this modern day snake oil salesman, acting like he was smarter than everyone else in the room, trying to sell his new lifestyle that now included vegetables, and in my opinion he was still on copious amounts of steroids.
My first time I ever in my life was on a bench press.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
One thing that did surprise me though was the relationship displayed with his liver family, because his wife seemed just as bought into the delusions as the head honcho himself, while the kids on the other hand, especially the older one Stryker, seemed to already be seeing through the smoke and mirrors as he gets close to leaving home and becoming a man and likely leading a much more normal life. In most of the scenes he either looked pissed off or emotionally shut down to me, and you could almost feel the resentment towards his father through the screen.
Man, with a dad acting like a steroid popping snake oil salesman, I'd be embarrassed too. Can't blame the guy for rolling his eyes. His mom's buying into the delusion. Kids got front row seats to the circus. You see the guy sick of the smoke and mirrors. His face says it all. That resentment, realer than most family dramas on Netflix.
What'd you bring?
My soul, my body.
I want you to take a minute.
You could tell in that documentary alone that the Liver King was even more out of his mind than ever, and it should have actually been a sick foretelling of future events, because now only a month after its release, the ancestral god himself has been arrested in Austin, Texas.
Fitness influencer known as the Liver King is facing terroristic threat charges.
You see, the Liver King spent the last couple of days going on random tangents online, mainly centered around getting back at the people who he feels destroyed his reputation, with him really centering his focus on no other than Joe Rogan, who is not only one of his main detractors from the start, claiming that he was on steroids.
You ask him if he has ab implant?
Yeah, he said it was a joke. He said he doesn't have them. He's jacked. Says he's clean too. I asked him about steroids.
Not true.
Well, the podcast comes out on Birdcast. Everyone check it out.
I'll tell you that right now. Test that guy.
So that was a lie.
But he also went on to platform Derek, aka More Plates, More Dates, after he exposed the Liver King for his steroid use with hard proof.
Now that we know that he's full of shit, we're talking about the Liver King, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know. I think most people could see through it, but at the same time, he would... Like, there was a lot of big names that even reached out to me after the video came out, and they were like, you know, I didn't think he was natural, but this guy, literally right to my face, would say, like, blatantly, I am natural.
Yo, the Liver King cracked the code on how to implode in record time. Tangents about Joe Rogan, calling him out on Anchor Podcast, then courting D More Plates, More Dates after that steroid expose. He flexed that I'm all natural line so hard he smashed his own rep to pieces. Now he's arrested for terroristic threats. Proof that when you build your kingdom on smoke and mirrors, the house always falls down.
Now at first it appears that he was just doing his normal thing, walking around his property and talking into his camera to his audience. But people did notice that his face had this significant injury, he looked extra dirty, and like he had not slept in days. I mean, even for his already crazy mind, his thoughts seemed rambled and this did not seem like an act.
It won't be edited like everything else. The movie wasn't the truth. My family is received everywhere in the world, anywhere that they go. Anyone who's seen the movie, they receive my family with a lesser version of what their truth actually is, and they don't deserve that.
Now the movie he's talking about is the Netflix documentary. It seems like the release of that was likely the catalyst in this situation that broke the camel's back and made him really lose his mind.
To remind me to not say the three entities that are evil as that thought you could make money by trying to destroy, by doing things that weren't true. Remind me to not say their names, because they don't deserve any of that.
Now, the three people he's talking about here are the producers of the Netflix documentary, Joe Rogan and Derek. The Liver King is now going scorched earth on them because he feels like they ruined his life. You know, I guess accountability wasn't in those ancestral tenets. After this, his post only got more dark, with him walking around his house rambling nonsense, acting as if his family is there hanging out while the house is dead silent. It really just appears to be him and his 3 dogs, which people found very disturbing. They started to really worry about his family, and this is when he first mentions Joe Rogan by name.
I'm picking a fight with Joe Rogan. I'm picking a fight with him because it's out of principle. I'm not going to go fight with this guy. Do you see? I don't know. Hopefully you can see. You see that guy? Can you see him? That's him. I'm picking a fight with him because I think that it matters to me. It matters to me.
Now he says here after the fight he is inviting Joe Rogan and his family to his house so they can all come together as one.
And I don't know if you heard, but the after party, I'm inviting Joe Rogan to my house, his family to meet my family together, to be together after the fight. And I really hope you come. I hope that you look as good as I look.
Bruh, picture this. A king of raw meat and liver, now pacing his empty mansion looking like he crawled out of a horror show. Bloody face, wild eyes, 3 dogs, his only crowd. He rants that the Netflix doc was a lie, yet every clip he posts plays like a damn confession tape. Then he drags Joe Rogan, the doc producers, and Derek into his vendetta. And just when you think it can't get crazier, he pitches a family reunion with Joe Rogan at his door, peace offering, with a box of weapons.
The message is what matters, the name doesn't. And you don't get to talk shit about people.
So obviously this guy is under the influence of something or having some sort of psychotic break, and this would go on for days.
In case you didn't know, I take shits on the ground. This is where I lay in the shower. I lay on the ground. That's my enema bucket. This is my enema bucket right there. And that's what I'm about to do, is I'm going to try and get a shit worked out. Official weigh-in, Liver King 192, yeah.
This is where he first tells Joe Rogan that he is prepared to travel and kick his ass the very next day.
I'll see you tomorrow. 192. Probably about weight the same. Probably, you're taller than me. I'm a midget, bro. I'm a midget. I'll be ready whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready. Or you can release me of this fight, and you can just welcome me right onto the show tomorrow, and I will donate $1 million to a charity of my choosing, good and true. That's also a possibility. Otherwise, it's bloody fucking murder, bro. Bloody murder. It don't look like I weigh that much. Whew. I have a gut problem right now. You see it?
Where you took a shot every time that he mentions Joe, you would be dead on the floor.
Joe Rogan? With Joe Rogan, that's Joe Rogan, bro. Just back me up. I actually challenged Joe Rogan to a fight. 3 a.m. in the morning, I'm trying to pick a fight with Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's password is you, Joe Rogan.
Why are you gay?
Emotional damage!
Also, it was rumored that within this box there was a gun, something Liver King himself would later confirm, and people assume this gun was meant to handle Joe Rogan. And you will see throughout these clips, and even when he travels to Austin, that he brings this box with him.
If you were to take a picture of this, what do you see? Technology? Technology. Technology. I'm upset. I'm mad. I will honor my family. And I didn't ask anyone's permission to post those videos because I'm my f***ing man. I post those videos.
He then goes on crying about various other YouTubers who covered his downfall, saying you are not a real man if you do this, which is incredibly ironic, considering he has been so desperate for online validation for the last couple of years that it literally drove him off a mental cliff.
Can someone tell me if Joe Rogan has accepted the invitation for the fight? Have I gotten his attention yet? Because my goal is I want your attention, Joe Rogan. I want to fight you, real tension, real tension.
It's also obvious that he has a variety of weapons at his disposal that he wanted to bring with him during this confrontation with the police. This is actually the first time that we see his wife and kids since he started going on these tangents.
We're the Liver King family, a real king, a real queen who's kind of scared. Kind of scared. Striker over here is kind of scared Dad's getting arrested again. We've already been through it once. The first time, do you remember what I said? How much time do you think we have? Wait, they're unmarked? They're meeting with the police.
Because I saw the badge.
How do you know the real badges?
Because I've worked in law enforcement for a very long time.
And so you know it's a real badge?
Yes.
How? Do you know legit?
Legit.
So he has his coffee, this time actually through his mouth. He gives his family a final speech, a final hug, and he goes on to surrender himself to the police. After surrendering, his wife seemed to think they would be able to get him out of jail pretty fast. Honestly, she did not seem really fazed at all to me as they throw him in the back of the cop car.
It's like, we gotta process you. He'll bail out, but we're talking probably 24 hours.
24 hours?
Maybe first thing tomorrow when he sees the judge. I don't know.
Oh, so it's not an hour. He's gonna be there 24 hours.
And then of course the mugshot drops, the story starts going viral, and only 24 hours later this guy was out of jail.
Some guy, he thought if you just put him in jail, have the Violent Crimes Division, have them come arrest him for a terroristic threat, and the whole time that terroristic threat you thought was a or something inside that box was actually a present back for you.
Cap.
Here's the hard truth. Authenticity is your only shield against an online storm. The Liver King's fall shows what happens when you sell a fantasy without a foundation. Public adoration can flip to public humiliation in a heartbeat. Whether it's fitness, finance, or fame, build on real value, integrity, expertise, and respect for your audience. Because when your house of cards collapses, it's not just your brand that burns, it's the people you care about most. What do you think was the breaking point that sent the Liver King over the edge? Drop your thoughts below. I want to hear your take. Like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you on the next one. Panda out.